Zara held her breath as the human soldier approached her hiding spot. The blue-skinned alien woman pressed herself deeper into the corner of the cave, wishing her 6 fingers could dig into the rock and make her vanish. Her species, the Nalari, had always been told that humans were savage creatures who captured aliens to eat them. The war between humans and the Galactic Council had raged for 3 years. Zara was not a fighter, she was a botanist. Her research ship had been shot down on this empty planet, and she was the only survivor. For 6 days, she had survived on local plants using her knowledge to find safe food. Then the human patrol ship landed. The human was female with short brown hair and eyes the color of the morning sky on Zara's homeworld. She wore a uniform with patches and carried a weapon Zara recognized as a pulse rifle. The soldier moved with careful steps, scanning the cave with a small light attached to her helmet. Zara knew she should have run deeper into the cave system, but fear froze her in place. The stories told by Nalari elders about humans consuming alien flesh to gain their powers echoed in her mind. She closed her eyes, expecting the human soldier to eat her. "Hey there," the human said in a soft voice. "I'm not going to hurt you." Zara opened one of her 4 eyes just a tiny bit. The human had set down her weapon and was kneeling a few feet away. Hands open to show she carried nothing dangerous. "My name is Kate Miller. I'm with the Earth Alliance Rescue Division," the human said. "We picked up your distress signal." Distress signal. Zara had activated her emergency beacon when the ship crashed, but never expected humans to respond to it. The Galactic Council had told all member species that humans would use such signals as traps. "You are not going to eat me?" Zara asked her translator pendant, converting her clicks and whistles to human speech. The human named Kate made a strange noise. Zara later learned was laughter. "Eat you?" "No, that's ridiculous. We don't eat people." "Where did you get that idea? Our council leaders tell us humans consume aliens to take their abilities." Kate shook her head. "That's propaganda. I promise I just want to help you. We found your ship wreckage. About 2 miles from here. Are you hurt?" Zara slowly uncurled from her hiding place, her forearms relaxing slightly. "I have minor injuries. My left secondary arm has a fracture, I think, but I can move. My team has a medic. Olivia can take a look at you." Kate offered a small package. "Are you hungry?" "This is a standard emergency ration. It's vegetable-based." The concept of a human offering food, rather than taking it, confused Zara. But hunger won over fear. She accepted the package and carefully opened it. Inside was a compressed bar that smelled surprisingly pleasant. "Why would you help me?" Zara asked between cautious bites. "Our peoples are at war." Kate sat down on a rock nearby, keeping enough distance to not frighten Zara. "I'm a soldier." "Yes, but my job is search and rescue. I help anyone in trouble regardless of species or politics. The war is between governments, not between all individuals." This was not what the council had told Nalari citizens. The humans were supposed to be unified, in their bloodthirsty ways. "There are 4 of us on my team," Kate continued. "We're on a routine patrol when we caught your signal. We have medical supplies, food, and can transport you to a neutral station if you prefer not to go to an Earth outpost." Zara studied the human's face. Nalari were good at reading emotions across species, and she detected no deception in Kate's expression. "I would like medical attention," she finally said. "Great." Kate smiled and reached for a communication device on her wrist. "Olivia, can you bring the med kit to the cave entrance? I found a survivor, Nalari female, injured but stable," a voice responded from the device. "On my way, ETA 3 minutes." Kate turned back to Zara. "My team includes Olivia, our medic, Lisa, our pilot, and Tanya, our tech specialist. We can have you patched up and somewhere safe by tomorrow." As they waited for the other human, Kate asked about Zara's work as a botanist. Showing genuine interest in her research, Zara found herself explaining her studies of adaptive plant life across different gravity environments. When Olivia arrived, she was a tall human with dark skin and gentle hands. She examined Zara's injured arm with care, explaining each step before touching her. The medic applied a strange gel that immediately eased the pain, then a flexible support that hardened around the fracture. "This will heal nicely," Olivia assured her, no permanent damage. Zara had never been this close to humans before. The council had only shown them images of human soldiers in battle, never these calm, compassionate individuals who treated her injuries with such care. We should move before dark, Kate suggested. The temperatures on this planet drop dangerously at night. The humans helped Zara to their ship, a sleek vessel hidden among the rocks. It was small but surprisingly comfortable inside. The interior lights adjusted automatically to a softer purple hue, more suited to Nalari vision. Our sensors detected your species when we picked up your distress call, Lisa, the pilot, explained, noticing Zara's surprise. The ship adapts to provide optimal conditions for whoever is aboard. Tanya, the tech specialist, was already examining data from Zara's crashed ship. Your research data might still be recoverable, she told Zara. The main computer core seems intact from our scans. Zara felt a surge of hope. Her research represented 3 years of work across 17 planets. That would be wonderful. Most of my specimens were destroyed, but the data contains all my findings. The humans prepared a meal for her, carefully checking their database to ensure the food would be safe for Nalari biology. They sat together in the ship's common area, asking Zara about her home world and sharing stories of Earth. Is it true humans have only one heart? Zara asked, fascinated by these creatures who had been portrayed as monsters. Kate nodded. Just one. And you, Nalari, have 3, right? Yes. 1 primary and 2 secondary. How do you manage with just 1 heart? It seems so fragile. The humans laughed, but it was friendly, not mocking. They explained human biology with patience, answering Zara's many questions. This was not how enemies were supposed to behave. As night fell on the planet, the humans prepared a sleeping area for Zara. The bedding was arranged to accommodate her 4 arms, and the temperature was adjusted to Nalari preference. Tomorrow we'll head to the neutral station at Rigel 4, Kate told her. You'll be able to contact your people from there. Zara lay awake long after the humans had gone to sleep. Kate remained on watch, her silhouette visible at the ship's entrance. The Nalari botanist found herself wondering how much else the council had lied about. If humans were not the monsters they had been portrayed as, what was the real reason for this war? Morning came with a gentle alarm and the smell of fresh food. The humans moved with practiced efficiency, preparing the ship for departure. Lisa ran system checks while Tanya packed equipment. Kate and Olivia ensured Zara was comfortable and her injuries were still properly treated. We should reach Rigel 4 by midday, Kate informed her. The station is operated by the Commerce Guild. They remain neutral in the conflict. As the ship lifted off, Zara looked down at the planet that had nearly been her grave. She felt a strange mix of emotions, gratitude toward these humans, confusion about the lies she had been told, and a growing determination to learn the truth. The journey through space was smooth. Lisa was clearly a skilled pilot, navigating asteroid fields with ease. Kate sat with Zara, explaining the peace efforts some humans and council members had been attempting despite opposition from hardliners on both sides. There are many like me who believe this war serves no one except weapons manufacturers and politicians, Kate said. Most ordinary humans just want to live in peace, explore the galaxy, and trade with other species. Yuantro, Council claims humans want to colonize all habitable planets and enslave alien species, Zara admitted. They show us images of human military might and warn us of your expansion. Kate sighed. Some humans do think that way, just as some council species believe they are superior to others, but most of us just want to coexist. As they approached Rigel 4, the massive space station came into view. Its distinctive spiral design housed representatives from hundreds of species who conducted trade. Despite the ongoing war, will dock at the lower ring, Lisa announced. Less security there and fewer questions. The docking procedure at Rigel 4 went smoothly. Lisa guided their ship into a berth with practiced ease. The station's artificial gravity adjusted as they stepped from the ship. Zara felt a moment of dizziness as her body adapted to the slightly lighter pull. The docking bay was filled with beings from across the galaxy. Some Zara recognized, others were completely new to her. She noticed how many of them gave the human team wary looks, but nobody interfered with them. The neutral zone rules were strictly enforced here. "Stay close," Kate advised. "The station is safe but crowded. We need to get you to the communication center so you can contact your people." Zara walked beside Kate while Olivia and Tanya followed. Lisa remained with the ship. A mix of smells filled the air as they passed food stalls selling cuisine from 100 worlds. The corridors were designed with multiple atmosphere sections to accommodate different breathing requirements. "Have you been here before?" Zara asked, noticing how confidently Kate navigated the complex pathways, a few times mostly for supply runs and to transfer refugees. Kate glanced at a group of station security officers who watched them pass. The Commerce Guild doesn't care about the war as long as everyone follows their rules and pays their docking fees. They reached a large circular room filled with communication booths. Each was designed to accommodate different physiologies. Some had water tanks for aquatic species. Others had high-gravity settings for beings from dense worlds. "You can use this one." Kate indicated a booth marked for humanoid use. "It's private and secure. The Guild guarantees no monitoring, though I wouldn't share any sensitive information just to be safe." Zara hesitated. "What will happen when my people come for me?" Kate's expression grew serious. "That's up to you. I can leave you here to wait for them or stay until they arrive, or we can take you somewhere else if you prefer. The council will want to debrief me. They will ask about you and your team. And what will you tell them?" Zara considered this question carefully. The truth would contradict everything her people believed about humans. If she reported that these humans had helped her, treated her injuries, and brought her safely to the station, would she be believed, or would she be accused of being manipulated, perhaps even brainwashed? "I need to think," she finally said. Kate nodded. "Take your time. We'll get some supplies while you decide." Left alone, Zara entered the communication booth and connected to the Nalari emergency frequency. It took only moments for a response. "This is Central Command identifying code," came the official voice. Zara provided her scientist registry, number, and personal identification sequence. There was a pause, then a flood of questions about her location condition and how she had survived the crash. "I reached the neutral station at Rigel 4, she explained carefully. "My injuries have been treated. I am safe." "How did you get to Rigel 4? "Your ship was destroyed." This was the moment of decision. Zara took a deep breath. "I was rescued by passing traders." The lie felt strange but necessary until she understood more. "They brought me here. I need transport home." There was another pause. "A retrieval vessel will arrive in approximately 48 hours. Remain at the station. Central Command out." Zara left the booth feeling conflicted. She found Kate and the others at a nearby market stall where they were purchasing medical supplies. "My people are sending a ship," she told them. "It will arrive in 2 days." Kate studied her face. "You didn't tell them about us?" "No," Zara admitted. "I said I was helped by traders. I need to understand more before I report the truth. The Council's propaganda about humans runs very deep." "I understand," Kate said. "What would you like to do now?" "I want to learn." Zara gestured around them. "This station is filled with beings from across the galaxy, yet they coexist here. Despite the war, there is peace in this place. How is this possible if humans are as dangerous as we have been told?" Kate smiled. "Let's find somewhere to talk." They found a quiet establishment that catered to multiple species. The owner, a 4-armed insectoid being similar to but distinct from Zara's species, showed them to a private booth. The atmosphere inside adjusted automatically to a comfortable mix for all of them. "Commerce brings people together, regardless of politics," Kate explained as they settled. "Money speaks louder than propaganda. The Guild discovered long ago that profit requires stability, so they maintain strict neutrality. But the Council says humans cannot be trusted to honor agreements." Zara countered. "They tell us humans will agree to terms, then break them when it serves their purpose." Tanya, who had been quiet until now, leaned forward. Some have, just as some council species have broken treaties, but most humans value their word. It's the politicians and military leaders who start wars, not ordinary people. Our leaders tell us all humans support the war. Do all Nalari support it? Olivia asked gently. Zara paused. No, many question it privately, but public dissent is discouraged. It's the same for us, Kate said. There are protests on many Earth colonies. Some refuse to provide supplies for military vessels. I could be court-martialed just for bringing you here instead of to a human outpost. Then why did you? Because it was the right thing to do. Kate's answer was simple but profound. They spent hours talking. Zara learned about Earth, its diverse environments and cultures, how humans had nearly destroyed themselves before reaching for the stars. She heard about the first contact with alien life and the initial peace that had eventually fractured into the current conflict. In return, she told them about Nalari society, their 3 moons and tidal agriculture, their complex family structures and spiritual beliefs. She explained how the council had united thousands of worlds, but also how it enforced conformity. The war began after the Proxima incident. Kate said, "At least that's what humans call it. The council calls it the Earth betrayal." Zara replied, "They say humans attacked a peaceful research outpost, and we were told the outpost was developing biological weapons to use against Earth colonies." Kate sighed. 3,000 died, humans and council species. Both sides blame the other. No independent investigation was ever permitted. As night cycle approached on the station, they returned to the human ship Kate had arranged for them to remain docked until the Nalari vessel arrived. They shared another meal together, this time with food Kate had purchased from Nalari vendors on the station. "What will you do after you return home?" Tanya asked as they ate. "Continue my research if possible." Zara's 4 hands moved in the Nalari gesture of uncertainty. "But I cannot forget what I have learned. These past days have changed everything I believed." "Be careful," Kate warned. "Challenging official narratives can be dangerous, especially during wartime." "Truth is worth the risk," Zara replied. "My people need to know that humans are not the monsters we have been told." That night, as the others slept, Zara noticed Kate studying a small device displaying images. A human male and female with a small child appeared in one picture. "Your family?" Zara asked softly. Kate nodded. "My brother, his wife, and their daughter. I haven't seen them in person for 2 years. The war keeps you apart." "Yes, I'm stationed on the outer colonies. They live on Earth." Zara felt a new emotion. She couldn't quite name. Something like sadness, but mixed with anger at the waste of it all. The pointless separation. The lives disrupted by conflict based on lies and misunderstanding. "I hope you see them again soon," she said. "Me too." Kate put the device away. "Get some rest. We have another day before your ship arrives." Zara settled into her sleeping area but remained awake, thinking Kate had risked her career, perhaps even her freedom, to help an enemy alien. The council was wrong about humans. At least some of them. And if they were wrong about this, what else were they? Wrong about morning came with an alert from the station. A council diplomatic vessel had arrived unexpectedly. Several high-ranking officials were aboard, including a Nalari minister. "This complicates things," Kate said, checking the security feeds. "They're not due to pick you up until tomorrow." Zara felt a chill of apprehension. Why would a minister come for me? I am only a botanist. Tanya was already accessing the station's public information network. The diplomatic vessel Eternal Light arrived with Minister Krell and his entourage. They've requested emergency docking clearance citing urgent council business. Krell. Zara whispered the name. He oversees internal security. He monitors potential dissenters. Kate and her team exchanged concerned glances. "Do you think they know you're with humans?" Olivia asked. "I don't see how they could." Zara replied, "Unless—" She stopped as a troubling thought occurred to her. My distress beacon. It transmits my scientist identification code. Any council vessel would recognize it. And when we responded to your signal, Lisa said, they might have detected a human ship in the area. We need to move. Kate decided quickly. If they suspect you've had contact with humans, you could be in danger. Zara hesitated, torn between trust in her own government and the evidence of human kindness she had experienced. Why would my own people harm me? Propaganda requires control, Kate explained gently. Someone who has seen the enemy as people rather than monsters threatens that control. Your testimony could undermine the Council's narrative. The realization struck Zara with terrible clarity. The Council's relentless portrayal of humans as mindless savages suddenly seemed less like protection and more like manipulation. Her botanist mind understood how environments shaped beliefs just as they shaped plant evolution. The Council had carefully cultivated fear and hatred of humans for years. What can we do? She asked. We have options. Kate assured her. This station has thousands of ships coming and going. We can find another way out. Lisa was already preparing the ship. They'll be checking all vessels, especially any leaving the station. We need alternative transportation. I have contacts here, Kate said. People who owe me favors. Let me make some calls. While Kate went to use a secure communication booth, Olivia helped Zara gather her few possessions. Tanya continued monitoring station communications, looking for any mention of a search for a Nalari botanist. Kate returned within the hour, her expression grim. Minister Krell has announced they're searching for a Nalari scientist allegedly abducted by human operatives. They're implementing station-wide security protocols. But that's not what happened, Zara protested. Truth is the first casualty in war. Tanya said, they're controlling the narrative. I have a plan, Kate continued. I have a friend with a cargo hauler leaving for the frontier colonies in 3 hours. It's mostly automated with minimal crew. We can secure passage, but we need to move quickly and carefully. The frontier colonies. Zara knew little about these distant outposts. Aren't they contested territory? Yes, neither fully Council nor Earth controlled. Many species live there. Together outside both governments, the Council considers them rebellious. Earth sees them as neutral. We'll be safe there. Zara faced a moment of truth. She could surrender to the Council authorities and deny any positive interaction with humans, maintaining the comfortable lies she had been told all her life. Or she could embrace this new understanding and face an uncertain future. I will go with you, she decided. The Council is wrong about humans. My people deserve to know the truth. They moved through the station, carefully using service corridors and maintenance tunnels to avoid the security patrols. Kate led them with confidence, clearly familiar with the station's less traveled paths. They passed workers of various species who paid them little attention, assuming they belonged there. The cargo bay is 2 levels down, Kate explained as they entered a large industrial lift. My friend Dax runs salvage operations in the outer systems. His ship isn't pretty, but it's fast, and the cargo manifests are often creatively written. The lift descended, opening onto a vast loading area. Containers of all sizes were being moved by automated systems and laborers alike. The noise provided good cover as they moved between towering stacks of cargo. Kate approached a weathered-looking ship where a burly human with a cybernetic arm was arguing with a station official. The human noticed Kate and nodded subtly, continuing his animated discussion to distract the official. They slipped aboard through a secondary hatch. Tanya sealed it behind them. The interior was cramped, filled with secured crates and equipment. The air smelled of machine oil and preserved food. Welcome aboard the Rusty Nail, a gravelly voice greeted them. The burly human had entered through another door. Kate Miller, you still owe me for that business on Europa. Consider this me paying you back, Dax. Kate replied. Plus extra, we need passage to New Horizon. Dax looked over the group, his enhanced eye whirring as it focused on Zara. A Nalari interesting company you're keeping these days. The station's crawling with Council security looking for one of their missing scientists. She's not missing. She's right here, Kate said. And she's with us by choice. Dax shrugged. Your business, not mine, but passage for 5+, a fugitive, that's expensive. We can pay. Kate pulled out a small data chip. Military-grade navigation algorithms. These will cut your fuel consumption by 30%. The salvager's cybernetic eye glowed brighter. Throw in medical supplies and we have a deal. Olivia produced a package from her bag. Regenerative compounds and painkillers, military grade. Done. Dax took the offerings. Find yourselves a spot among the cargo. We launch in 40 minutes. They settled in a cleared area between containers. Kate secured their belongings while Lisa helped Dax with pre-flight checks. Olivia checked Zara's healing arm, ensuring the journey wouldn't worsen her injury. What's New Horizon like? Zara asked Tanya, who was setting up a small portable terminal. It's a moon colony, originally a mining operation. Now it's home to about 30,000 people from 24 species. Humans started it, but we're not the majority anymore. The Council claims frontier colonies are lawless, dangerous places. Tanya smiled. Some are. This one's built a decent society, though they have their own rules outside Council and Earth jurisdiction. They call it the Free Association. The ship rumbled as engines. Powered up, Zara felt the vibration through the metal floor. A moment of doubt crossed her mind. Had she made the right choice? But when she looked at her human companions, she knew the answer. The Council had been wrong about so many things. Dax's voice came over the intercom. Departure in 5 minutes, strap in, it might get bumpy. They secured themselves to wall-mounted seats using harnesses designed for cargo handlers. The engines grew louder, then suddenly cut to a low hum. Attention, rusty nail. An official voice sounded through the communication system. Your departure is delayed pending inspection. Council security protocol. Zara felt her heart's race. Kate reached over and squeezed her hand reassuringly. Station control. This is Captain Dax, the salvager responded, sounding irritated. I've already been cleared. My manifest was approved an hour ago. New procedures. All ships require physical inspection before departure. Stand by. Dax cut the communication and hurried back to them. They're searching every ship. We need a plan B. Kate was already moving. How many escape pods do you have? Just one at the rear, emergency use only. Perfect. Kate turned to Zara. The Council is looking for a Nalari with humans they won't expect. You to be alone. Zara understood immediately. You want me to take the escape pod. We'll create a distraction. When the inspection team comes aboard, they'll focus on us. You take the pod and launch toward the maintenance satellites. They're automated, so there's no crew to report you. I can program the pod to dock with Satellite 7. Dax said, my cousin works maintenance there, he'll help you. What about all of you? Zara asked, concerned. We'll be fine. Kate assured her. We have valid IDs and travel permits. They can't hold us without cause. Once you're clear, we'll meet you at New Horizon. They moved quickly. Dax showed Zara to the small escape pod, explaining the simple controls. Kate gave her a communication device disguised as a Nalari. Medical bracelet. Keep this with you. We can track each other with it. Olivia handed her a package. Medicine and food enough for 3 days. Lisa provided navigation data. Memorize these coordinates in case something goes wrong. Tanya pressed a small data crystal into Zara's hand. Everything we know about the war. The truth, not the propaganda. Use it wisely. Zara felt overwhelmed by their trust and generosity. These humans who barely knew her were risking everything to help her. They believed. In truth over convenient lies, I'll find you on New Horizon, she promised. And thank you for showing me that my people are wrong about humans. The sound of docking procedures interrupted their goodbyes. The inspection team had arrived. Go now, Kate urged, helping Zara into the pod. We'll create enough confusion for you to launch unnoticed. The pod door sealed with a hiss. Zara watched through the small viewport as her human friends hurried away to implement their distraction. She felt a strange mix of fear and hope as she prepared for the next stage of her journey. What had begun as a simple research mission had become something far more important. She was no longer just a botanist studying plants. She had become a witness to a truth that could change the course of the war. If she could reach New Horizon, if she could share what she had learned, perhaps others would question the Council's lies as she had. The pod's controls lit up green. indicating launch readiness. In the distance, she heard alarms sounding. Kate's distraction had begun. Zara took a deep breath and pressed the launch sequence. The escape pod shot away from the rusty nail like a bullet. Zara felt the G-forces press her back against the cushioned seat. The small craft shuddered as it cleared the station's docking area. Automated warnings flashed as station control detected the unauthorized launch. But Zara was already switching to manual guidance, steering the pod toward the maintenance satellites that orbited Rigel 4. Through the viewport, she saw security vessels beginning to mobilize, but their attention seemed focused on the station itself. Kate's distraction must be working. The pod's simple stealth systems activated automatically, reducing its energy signature. A burst of communications chatter came through the system. Mostly confused reports about an incident in the cargo bay. Zara guided the pod toward Satellite 7, a bulky utilitarian structure designed for repair and maintenance of larger vessels. Its docking bay was meant for service shuttles, but the escape pod's universal coupling would connect with any standard airlock. A voice crackled through the communication system. Unidentified pod, this is Satellite 7 control, state your business. Zara hesitated, then remembered the code Dax had given her. Maintenance override rust bucket, 714. A pause, then. Override accepted. Proceed to Bay 3. The satellite's docking arm extended, guiding the pod into a small bay. The airlock cycled, and Zara emerged into a cramped control room. A stocky human with the same eyes as Dax stood waiting, arms crossed. You must be the package, he said, looking her over. Name's Rowan. Dax sent a coded message. You're headed to New Horizon. Zara nodded. Yes, your cousin helped me escape. That idiot's always helping strays. Rowan sighed, but there was affection in his voice. Council security is in an uproar. They're saying human spies kidnapped a Nalari scientist. That's not true, Zara protested. I chose to go with them. The council is spreading lies. Rowan raised his hands. Hey, I don't care about politics out here. I just fix things, but anyone my cousin risks his neck for is good enough for me. He led her through narrow corridors to a small cabin. You can rest here. I have a supply ship coming in 12 hours. It makes regular. Runs to the frontier colonies, including New Horizon. The pilot owes me favors. What about Kate and the others? No word yet. Rowan checked a console. Security has locked down 3 levels of the station. They're searching all human vessels. I'll let you know if I hear anything. Left alone in the cabin, Zara examined the data crystal Tanya had given her. Using the small terminal, she accessed its contents. The crystal contained thousands of documents, images and videos, historical accounts of the early peaceful contact between humans and council species, joint scientific missions, cultural exchanges, treaties signed and honored for decades. Then came the Proxima incident. The crystal held reports from both sides, but also included something Zara had never seen before: an independent investigation by representatives from non-aligned worlds. Their conclusion was shocking. Neither humans nor the council had attacked first. The outpost had suffered a containment failure of experimental technology. Both sides had rushed to blame. The other extremists had seized on the tragedy to push for war. Zara read for hours, absorbing information that contradicted everything she had been taught. She found evidence that moderates on both sides had attempted peace negotiations multiple times, but were undermined by those who profited from the conflict. Most surprising were the accounts of integrated colonies where humans and council species lived together in peace. These rebel worlds, as both governments called them, had formed their own alliance, refusing to participate in what they deemed an unnecessary war. New Horizon was one such place. A knock at the door interrupted her research. Rowan entered, looking concerned. Bad news. The council found the rusty nail. They're holding everyone for questioning. Zara felt her heart sink. Are they hurt? Don't think so. The report just says they're detained, but we need to move up our timeline. The supply ship will be here in 2 hours. Can you be ready? Yes. Zara gathered her few possessions. Do you have any way to send a message to New Horizon? I need to let Kate know what happened. Too risky. All communications are being monitored. Rowan handed her a small device. This is a locator beacon. Activate it when you reach New Horizon. If your friends make it there, they can find you. The next 2 hours passed slowly. Zara continued reading the files, trying to understand the complex web of deception that had led to the war. Her botanical training had taught her to look for patterns in seemingly chaotic systems. Now she applied that same analysis to politics and propaganda. The pattern was clear. Those in power maintained control through fear and division. Finally, Rowan returned. The ship is docking now. The pilot is a Vexian named Mila. Not very talkative but reliable. She'll get you to New Horizon. The Vexian ship was small but well-maintained. Mila, a tall reptilian being with iridescent scales, acknowledged Zara with a curt nod but asked no questions. The cargo hold was filled with supplies, medical equipment, food, and machinery parts. Sit there. Mila pointed to a secured passenger seat. Journey 12 hours, no talking. The Vexian returned to the cockpit, and soon they were underway, pulling away from the satellite. The ship accelerated rapidly, jumping to faster-than-light travel almost immediately. Zara felt the familiar disorientation as normal space distorted around them. She tried to rest during the journey, but sleep eluded her. She worried about Kate and the others detained because they had helped her. She wondered if she would find allies on New Horizon, or if she would be alone in her quest to share the truth. The ship dropped out of faster than light travel. With a slight shudder, Zara looked out the viewport and saw a moon orbiting a gas giant. Its surface showed the lights of a substantial settlement, New Horizon, the frontier colony where Council and Earth rules didn't apply. Mila returned from the cockpit. We arrived 10 minutes. Prepare. The ship descended toward the colony's main spaceport, a sprawling facility with vessels of all types and origins. The diversity was immediately apparent. Council ships, Earth vessels, and many that belonged to neither faction all docked side by side. After landing, Mila escorted Zara to the exit ramp. Customs minimal. Here, Station Chief. She handed Zara a small card. Tell them Mila sent you. They arrange housing. Zara thanked the Vexian and stepped onto New Horizon soil. The gravity was slightly stronger than she was used to, but manageable. The air had a metallic tang common to terraformed moons. She followed signs to the customs area, where officials processed new arrivals. The customs officer, a human woman with silver implants at her temples, barely glanced at Zara. Purpose of visit. Relocation, Zara said, remembering Rowan's advice. Mila sent me. I need to speak with the station chief. The officer's demeanor changed immediately. Wait here. She pressed a communication button and spoke quietly. A few minutes later, a tall draconid appeared. His scaled face was marked with age, but his eyes were sharp. I am Thoric's station chief. He introduced himself. Mila vouches for you that carries weight here. Come. He led Zara to a small office away from the main customs area. You are running from something. Yes, many come to New Horizon for fresh start. Council Earth both send agents looking for fugitives. I'm a Nalari botanist. Zara explained. My research ship crashed. I was rescued by humans, but the Council is spreading lies saying I was kidnapped. Thorix's expression remained neutral. And why humans help Nalari during war? Because they are not what the Council claims. Zara took a risk and showed him the data. Crystal, I have evidence that the war is based on lies, propaganda from both sides. The Draconid examined the crystal. Dangerous knowledge. Many prefer comfortable lies, but New Horizon built on truth. We welcome those who seek it. He returned the crystal. You need place to stay, work, perhaps Council has frozen your accounts, yes. Zara hadn't considered that. Probably. I arranged temporary housing. Work permit, botanical knowledge useful here. Growing food on moon difficult. My friends might be coming, Zara explained. Humans Kate Miller and her team. They helped me escape but were detained at Rigel 4. Kate Miller. Thorix's scales rippled in what might have been surprise. Known to us, helped many. Reach New Horizon. If she comes, we will know. He provided Zara with identification documents, access to basic housing, and a small stipend of local currency. Then he assigned an assistant to show her to her new quarters. The apartment was small, but clean, located in a residential tower that housed beings from dozens of species. The windows overlooked hydroponic gardens where plants from across the galaxy grew in carefully maintained environments. Zara felt a spark of professional interest. Despite her worries, she activated the locator beacon Rowan had given her, placing it near the window where its signal would be strongest. Then she collapsed onto the sleeping platform, exhausted. Her arm ached from the journey and her minds were full of conflicting emotions. As she drifted toward sleep, a thought crystallized. The truth about the war needed to be shared, not just on New Horizon, but throughout Council space and Earth territories. If enough people learned how they had been manipulated, perhaps the conflict could end. Kate had risked everything to help her. Now Zara would risk everything to help end the war that kept Kate from her family. But first, she needed to find her human friends. If they had escaped from Rigel 4, if they were still alive tomorrow, she would begin searching. But tonight she allowed herself to rest on this strange moon where enemies lived as neighbors, and truth was valued above comfortable lies. Morning on New Horizon brought artificial sunlight streaming through Zara's window. The colony's environmental system simulated a 24-hour cycle, despite the moon's actual rotation period being much longer. Zara rose and prepared for her first full day in this strange new place. Her translator pendant would help with communication, but she felt apprehensive about navigating an unfamiliar culture. A message waited on her apartment's communication system. Thorix had arranged an appointment with the agricultural division. They needed botanical specialists to help with crop modifications for the moon's unique conditions. It was practical work, far from her research specialties, but Zara welcomed the distraction. She spent the morning in the colony's central dome, where most administrative offices were located. Many species moved through the busy corridors, council members and humans working side by side without apparent hostility. It contradicted everything she had been told about the impossibility of cooperation. The agricultural director was a human woman named Pamela. Her office was filled with plant specimens and soil samples. She greeted Zara warmly, a Nalari botanist. What luck, we've been struggling with adapting Terran legumes to our soil chemistry. Your perspective would be invaluable. Zara spent hours reviewing their current projects, offering suggestions based on her knowledge of similar adaptations on other worlds. The work was engaging enough that she temporarily forgot her concerns about Kate and the others. You have impressive credentials, Pamela commented as they examined seedling growth rates. What brings you to New Horizon? Most Nalari scientists work on council research stations. Zara hesitated but decided on honesty. My ship crashed. I was rescued by humans. Now the council claims I was kidnapped. She expected shock, but Pamela merely nodded. You're not the first. The Free Association welcomes anyone seeking truth over propaganda. Your skills will be put to good use here. After finishing at the agricultural center, Zara explored the colony. The central marketplace was a riot of colors, sounds, and smells. Vendors from dozens of worlds sold their wares. Humans and council species haggled and bargained without any sign of the bitter enmity that supposedly defined their relationship. She purchased food appropriate for her biology and supplies for her apartment. She was examining a display of communication devices when a public announcement, "System activated. Attention New Horizon residents, incoming refugee ship from Rigel 4. Requesting emergency docking registration number NH7729. Zara froze. The code sounded familiar. Kate had mentioned a registration number. She hurried toward the spaceport following the signs for emergency arrivals. A crowd had already gathered at the designated docking bay. Officials from the Free Association maintained order as medical teams prepared for possible injuries. The ship that appeared through the airlock was not the Rusty Nail. It was smaller, more sleek, clearly designed for speed rather than cargo. Zara pushed closer, trying to see who emerged. Medical teams entered first, then began escorting passengers. Zara's heart leapt when she recognized Olivia, supporting an injured Lisa Kate, followed, helping Tanya, who limped slightly. Dax came last, arguing with a medical technician who was trying to examine his cybernetic arm. Kate, Zara called. Pushing through the crowd, Kate turned, her face lighting up with recognition. Zara. She broke away from the medical team and embraced the Nalari. You made it. What happened? How did you escape? Later. Kate glanced back at her injured companions. We need medical attention first. Zara accompanied them to the medical center where doctors of various species treated their injuries. Lisa had suffered a concussion. Tanya had a sprained ankle. Kate and Olivia had minor cuts and bruises. Dax's cybernetic arm was damaged and required repair. The council, security forces weren't gentle, Kate explained as a doctor treated a cut on her forehead. They were convinced we had kidnapped you. They kept us separated for interrogation. How did you get away? Dax has friends everywhere. Kate smiled. The station. Workers staged a protest over arbitrary detentions. Several ships used the confusion to depart, including one with us aboard. The pilot owed Dax for some past favor. The council will be looking for you. They're always looking for us. Kate shrugged. New Horizon has protected status under the Free Association Treaty. Neither the Council nor Earth can conduct operations here without permission. After the medical team finished their work, they were escorted to temporary housing in the same complex where Zara had been placed. The Free Association provided basic necessities and offered them time to recover before discussing permanent arrangements. That evening, they gathered in Zara's apartment, sharing a meal of mixed cuisine adapted for their different biologies. The mood was relieved but subdued. Everyone bore signs of their ordeal. The council is calling you a defector now, Tanya told Zara. They've frozen your assets and revoked your scientific credentials. They're saying we brainwashed you. Lisa added, her head bandaged. Standard propaganda. Zara had expected this but still felt the pain of rejection. My work, my reputation, everything gone. Not everything. Kate gestured around them. You're free to speak the truth. That's why they fear you. I've been studying the data crystal, Zara said. The evidence about the war, its real origins. The neutral investigation of the Proxima incident, if people knew. That's why we brought you here. Olivia explained. New Horizon isn't just a refuge. It's a center for the peace movement. The Free Association has been gathering evidence for years, building a case for negotiations. They need voices from both sides. Kate continued. People willing to challenge the official narratives. The association has a communication network that reaches past censors on both Earth and Council worlds. Zara understood now. You want me to speak to my people, tell them the truth about humans. Only if you choose to, Kate emphasized. You've already risked everything. We won't ask more unless you're willing. Zara considered carefully. She thought of her life before, the respect she had earned as a scientist, the comfort and security of conformity. But she also remembered the lies, the fear cultivated by propaganda, the artificial hatred between species who could clearly coexist. The council has already labeled me a traitor, she said finally. I might as well earn the title. I want to speak out, tell others what I've learned. The next day, Thorix arranged a meeting with the Free Association leadership. They gathered in a secure room deep within the colony's administrative center. Leaders from a dozen species were present, some joining via holographic projection. The association's director was a tall, elegant Solari, her luminescent skin casting gentle light across the table. She welcomed Zara formally. Your journey here was difficult, but perhaps necessary. Perspectives like yours help others see beyond government propaganda. Are you prepared to share your story knowing the council will intensify efforts against you? I am. Zara stood before them. I was raised to believe humans were monsters. I now know this is a lie. I've witnessed their compassion, their honor, their willingness To risk themselves for strangers, I've seen evidence that the war is based on deception. Both governments maintain power through fear and division. I cannot remain silent. The director nodded. Then we welcome you to our cause. Your testimony will be broadcast throughout our network, reaching those who question the war on both sides. Your scientific credentials lend weight to your words. The Council has revoked those credentials, Zara pointed out. They cannot revoke truth, the director replied. Nor can they erase your knowledge. You remain who you are regardless of their proclamations. Over the following weeks, Zara worked with the association's media team preparing her testimony. She included details of her rescue by Kate's team, her treatment, at their hands, and what she had learned about the war's true origins. Kate and the others contributed their perspectives. The resulting presentation was powerful, honest, and damning to both governments. The day of the broadcast arrived. The association's communications specialist had prepared to override censorship protocols throughout Council and Earth territories. Zara stood before the recording equipment, her 4 hands steady, her resolve firm. My name is Zara, she began. I am a Nalari botanist. I was taught to fear and hate humans. I believed they were monsters. But when my ship crashed, I learned the truth. She told her story, simply, letting the facts speak for themselves. She described Kate's kindness, Olivia's healing touch, the risk they took to bring her to safety. She presented the evidence of manipulation by both governments, the independent investigation of the Proxima incident, the peaceful coexistence she witnessed on New Horizon. We have been lied to, she concluded. Not just Nalari, but humans too. Our governments maintain power by keeping us afraid of each other. They profit from conflict while ordinary people suffer. I have seen humans and council species living and working together in peace. It is possible the war serves only those who benefit from our division. I ask you to question what you have been told. Look beyond propaganda. Seek truth. The broadcast went out across thousands of worlds, bypassing official channels, reaching those who had installed the association's encryption protocols. The response was immediate. Council authorities denounced Zara as a traitor. Earth Military Command dismissed her testimony as fake, but on both sides, ordinary people began to ask questions.